Hello and welcome to Snacks and Stacks. Today is December 2nd and I was thinking all night last night about how I wanted to do this really crazy challenge for myself, but I'm not sure if it's even possible. My idea is to finish a book a day. Now, hear me out. It's for a couple of reasons. One, I have about 20 something manga volumes on my physical TBR that could really kind of just chip down that physical TBR number. I also have 2 manga books from the library that I could read today and do that as well. I also need to read these so I can return them. And yesterday I did finish a book, and that would be Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil. I think I should be able to do this. The only caveat is I have some friends coming over and family coming over near Christmas. So I think if I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go read, knocking out a manga a day would be really doable during those times. But I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to start this video. We're just going to try it. If I don't complete the challenge, it'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so for today, I wanted to talk about completing Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I did not read this book all in one day yesterday. It took me 10 days to finish this book. I started it physically, and then I had to get the audiobook to help me finish it because of just time constraints and the ability to read with my eyes was a little bit harder. This is a very slow-paced book, especially in the beginning, and there's a storytelling device in this that's not my favorite. Multiple POVs in multiple timelines mixed with this kind of we're gonna go back and we're gonna retell parts of the story. I don't always love that device. It slows things down. And when I'm in this kind of and this is a personal problem, I have been wanting to get to Heat of the Everflame. So once that book came in, I wanted to dive into it, but I was feeling a little bit like I was stuck in this one. It's not this book's fault. It's just a slower book in general. I'm kind of stuck on what I would rate this book. I think the writing was done really well. I had started annotating it while I was physically reading it. I have a couple issues with this book. The ending was not my favorite. It felt really underwhelming and very fast-paced compared to the slow pace of the beginning. I felt like what I really liked about the book in the beginning lost its way near the middle and end. So I think it's falling between a 3.5 and a 4 for me, just because I do think that the story itself is important. The way it told the story was done okay, but it's one of those really frustrating things where I feel like there could have been so much more potential, but I also could see how other people would really love this book. So yeah, that's how I kind of feel about it right now. And that would be the book I finished December 1st. I'm in the middle of Heat of the Everflame, which I think is a 700-page book. I'm not going to finish that today for sure. Even the audiobook is 35 hours, and I'm only 2 hours in. But I will be listening to it while I'm working. But that will not be the book I'm finishing. I think I'm going to finish my hold on Yona of the Dawn, because I'm pretty sure this book needs to go back in a couple weeks. Maybe a week, because I think I've had it for a week now. So that's what I'll be reading while I eat my simple sandwich for lunch, and then we'll head back to work. And I'll come back on tomorrow and tell you what we're reading tomorrow. I forgot how exciting this manga has gotten because I read it in spurts. This is one of the mangas that I definitely am thinking about collecting the full set, but it's already on 43, which means it's a $400 investment. What? to show you this without showing what's happening on the other page. There. It's really cute when manga adds like random little things, and this one had like a little random height reference chart. I'm more than halfway through. I have a couple more minutes to my lunch break. So I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I know I said I'd see you back tomorrow, but that was insane. And I forget how much I love this story. She has like a little outro comic I need to read, but I'm done with Yona 43. I'm going to run over to my laptop and put a hold for number 44. I don't know how many of these are out, but I need to read all of them as soon as possible. So tomorrow I will probably read Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. That's another library one, so it doesn't quite get my physical TBR number down, but I have like such a weird thing about that. Like I want to get that number down, but I also hate the pressure of it, and I hate that it feels more societal than like personal. So anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow for real this time. Bye. Hello, this is day 2 of finishing a book every day. I'm probably gonna make myself a salad and then read. I think today's manga will be the 3rd book in the Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You series. I just need something kind of light and fluffy, especially because I am about 29% into Heat of the Everflame. It looks like I have 24 hours left, so won't be finishing that today for sure. So we need to pick up another quick manga in order to finish a book today. For lunch, I think I'm going to have a salad, so we'll probably head downstairs and get that started. I'm just trying to get some things kind of running and rendering in the background here, and then we can go. Who wants to go outside? Sadie does. So does Yuki. Oh. Okay, so hear me out. I have a teenage son, and he gets ravenous over certain things. And I'm a type of person who grew up in a very poor household. And so I was always told to like spread out the things I love. So I normally buy enough for both of us. However, if I'm spreading out the things I love and he is ravenous, eating 2 apples a day, all my apples will be gone. And my mom always brings over apples, but my mom doesn't like me, so she doesn't buy me the specific type of apple that I like. And so she'll just buy apples and Eric will eat any of them. So I leave those apples in here, and the specific brand of apples that I like go outside and I keep them there as a secret. So as I wait for the chicken to cook, I'm gonna read my book. I knew it. They tried to flame me. All right, the chicken's done. This sounds like it's hot though. Oh, that got crispy. That's what I get for not listening to the instructions. Here's my salad. I'm gonna put some dressing on and continue If I look red, it's because I just walked as fast as I could with my dogs. And they had their little lunch walk. And I wanted to just check in and say I'm about halfway through this. I'm going to put a bookmark in and I'm going to read the rest tonight, I think, while I wait for my son at his piano practice. So I won't be able to finish this today at lunch, but that's my check-in. Also, this is now starting to branch into some side characters and their story. So I think that might be really cute. It started off with a miscommunication that was solved very quickly, which I liked. I'm actually not so sure if this is a romance. I think this might just be slice of life following different characters that work at the supermarket and how their lives are impacted by this middle-aged man. That's what I'm thinking so far. So I kind of like that. Finishing this up in the car while I wait for my son to be done with piano. Keep the light on, actually. I was hoping parking over here I wouldn't turn the light on, but I do. Hello. Today is an office day, which is, I need to put this badge away. It was an office day, which means I have to drive home during my lunch hour, take care of the dogs, and so I have very little time to read. The dogs are all vying for my attention, so if you hear a lot of tippy tappies, it's because they're right under me. I did finish volume 3 yesterday while I was waiting for my son to do his piano lesson. And it was cute. I like how we ventured off and talked about some side characters, but then we came back to the main couple. And I do believe it's going to be a romance. It's just very slow, which I actually kind of appreciate because this man is so dense. I think it needs to be quite slow, but it's a lot of fun. And I think I like that it's in a space where we don't know what they are to one another, but we know that they are important to each other, which is where we end. Hopefully that's not a spoiler, but the author talks about how they like that it is part of this journey that we're going on with them. So for today, in the limited time I have, I'm going to read Hat Atelier, the first volume. This will not count towards my physical TBR yet, which sucks because I've already read it. But I do need to read it again so I know what's going on. I'll probably only be able to read a little bit of it because I gotta get back to work, but I do want to just eat and read. And then also I am still listening to Heat of the Everflame, but I am working on a video for work today, so I can't listen to it while I work on the video since I have to listen to the video. I was hoping to finish that book by tomorrow so I could go on to other stuff, but I probably won't be able to. That's okay. Yes, reading now. Eating, do you guys care? It's like a really lame salad with lunch meat and a leftover soup, because I have no vegetables in the soup, or else I would have just eaten soup. Let's go. Hopefully I will not fail on the 4th day of my challenge. So I will probably read more this evening. I don't have anything that I need to do where I'm like reading, but I'm sure I can finish this tonight. I'm sure of it. Hello. It is what is today? It's Friday the 5th. I finished volume 1 of Hat Atelier. I went back and looked at my reviews of this, and I had given it a 4 and a 4.5 on my platforms, but I bumped it up to a 5 because I think the artwork is just so beautiful. I don't know if I just didn't have the time to appreciate it last time, or maybe I thought the story was a bit cliche and that's why I gave it a 4, 4.5. But I don't know why I was so hard on it. It's really lovely, it's cozy so far, but you can definitely tell that there are some instances of something dark happening in the background. I'm not sure if I talked about what this is about yet, so quickly, just to say that it's about a young girl named Coco. She's always loved magic, but the world as it is right now, they tell you that you have to be kind of born with it, but the truth is you don't. And she figures that out, but in doing so, she did like a forbidden magic. So they are trying to fix it, and in order to do that, she has to learn the actual craft of magic. So it's quite beautiful. It's dependent on drawing, and there's a lot of like instructional stuff in here too. And yeah, the artwork is gorgeous. So I finished that last night. I'm going to read the second one, and this will be my first time reading it. I'm finally tackling my physical TBR of manga, so we will be reading it, and I'm going to be heating up my lunch right now and adding a fried egg on top because it's just leftovers. I packed this for my husband and he didn't take it, so I'm taking it. Can I do it one-handed? There's a shell. It was unsuccessful. That's what I get for trying to show off. There's a shell. I'm gonna pick it out. Do you guys have a dog that gets restless in the rain? That's my young puppy right now. She's 1. She's so restless. Hi. Are you restless? The storytelling device in this is that we're getting introduced to this magical world through Coco's eyes, because she didn't know that magic was not like a gift. And I like that device, but I also feel like it's been done before, which is fine. But what's interesting is the amount of like dislike towards her by the other people that are also in the atelier, and you don't quite understand why. And I hope we find out more about how hard it is for a witch to become a witch. But like, if you don't know about it, how do you know about it? Okay, I got to chapter 7, or I got to the end of chapter 7, and I have to take a break to go back to work. I'm reading this one a little bit slower than the other two. I wonder if it's just like more detail, or because it's completely new, the whole story is new. But yeah, I only got like 30 minutes of lunch today because I have a rush project to work on. So I will work on the rest of this tonight and finish it up, and I'll be back to tell you about it. Alrighty, I am all done with volume 2. That got suspenseful very quickly. So in this world, without, giving away any spoilers, we are learning more characters and more of the different areas and different things about witches. We also got to learn about these witches called the Knight Moralis, or more properly, the Order of Moral Spell Casting. They're witches sworn to uphold principles set forth on the day of the pact. And so they are kind of like the popo of the witches, and they make sure that people are following the rules and not performing forbidden magic. That comes into play in this volume, as well as the girl on the cover here. This is Coco's roommate, and she, we're kind of learning more about her, but she definitely comes off as a I've worked harder than you, I'm better than you kind of vibes. She's definitely like very dedicated to witches, like the craft of spells and all of that. And I think she's definitely coming off as someone who doesn't love that Coco got into like an apprenticeship this easily. I think she's a character that's gonna have to have a lot of growth, but so far you can tell that she's like one of those, she's young and she's had a lot of stuff happen to her that has hardened her in some way. And so I think Coco is a nice opposite to her. So that's book 2. The rest of tonight, I am just going to listen and read Heat of the Everflame because I am about halfway through in that. Let me grab my phone here. And I still have 14 hours. So I was hoping to finish that tomorrow, but I think that will be impossible. So I will see you guys back here tomorrow. I think the manga I'm going to pick up tomorrow is going to be the Fullmetal Alchemist manga because those are a bit bigger and I want to save some of these smaller volumes for work days where I won't have as much time to read. The problem is most of the volumes that I need to read are Fullmetal Alchemist, so we're gonna have to work with that. Once I finish Heat of the Everflame, I think I'll have a little bit of time in the morning to read the manga, and then lunch, and then after. So, I don't know. This is quite a challenge. Alright, bye. Hello. Today is the 6th day of December, and I was looking real frumpy this morning, so I did not record myself reading, but I did read the 5th volume to Fullmetal Alchemist, and this is the Full Metal edition. So I think from what I remember, from what I read on the internet, is that these have about a volume and a half for each hardcover book, and it took me about 90-ish minutes to finish. I have 13 of these volumes to read by the end of the month, so they're definitely gonna probably happen during the work day at some like work week, but I'll probably just have to split it up. But anyways, if you don't know what Fullmetal Alchemist is about, it is about 2 brothers who used alchemy in a taboo, forbidden way and tried to, in a way, resurrect their mom through human transmutation, which is forbidden. And so because of that, they actually lost, one brother lost a arm and a leg, and the other brother lost his whole body. And because of this, they want to recover these things. And so they are kind of, in the very first book, you find out that they are in this like journey to find this philosopher's stone to kind of try to bring their bodies back to normal. We are in a fantastical world with alchemy, but also with automail, which is kind of like cyborgish type parts with like metal attachments and parts. It's a really cool magic system and world, and we find our brothers in the middle of some political intrigue as well, as they uncover more and more, since they are part of the military as well. And if you're interested, I am still about 60-something% in to the Heat of the Everflame. I'm just slowly going through that. I was hoping to finish this over the weekend, but I'm not sure how far I'll get. I'm gonna see how far I get tomorrow tonight in my reading, but I don't think this will be a book I finish this weekend. So I'm gonna end the first week of kind of vlogging here. I have been able to finish a book every day. As a recap, that was Bury Our Bones Under Midnight Soil was book 1. Some of my books fell down. I was also able to finish 2 volumes of Hat Atelier, volume 5 of Fullmetal Alchemist, volume 43 of Yona of the Dawn, and volume 3 of Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. So hopefully I will be able to keep going. I'm saving Witch Hat for this week's work week, just because I think it's going to be kind of busy. But I have plenty of manga here that I need to read as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video where I'm still trying to finish a book a day. Happy reading, happy snacking, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.